Can someone tell me everything they know about Fort Collins and its background? Allison says, Fort Collins was founded as a military outpost of the United States Army in 1864. The post was known as Camp Collins along the Cache La Poudre River, near what is known today as La Porte. The fort was established during the Indian Wars of the 1860s, and William O. Collins is particularly how Fort Collins got its name. Fort Collins was founded in 1870, and the city's first population boom came in 1872 with an establishment of an agricultural colony. Fort Collins is a busy area known as the Front Range Corridor, which is a populous strip of cities along the base of the Front Range that comprises the bulk of Colorado's population. Mr. Wimsley says that Fort Collins had its beginning on July 22, 1862, when soldiers were sent on the 9th Kansas Cavalry at Fort Laramie to what is now the town of La Porte to protect the Cherokee Trail and guard the overland stage line. For almost 2 years, Fort Collins remained a military post until the last soldiers were evacuated in September in the year of 1866. Travelers would cross the county on the overland trail and would camp there, but a flood destroyed the camp in June 1864. The post was originally managed by 2 companies of the 11th Ohio Volunteer Cavalry and never had walls. Gabe asks, why are these things so significant in Fort Collins history, Mr. Wimsley?
Well, Gabe, what I'm trying to come across is Fort Collins was not a largely populated city and just started out as a military post. We've grown so rapidly and are now the 5th largest populated city in Colorado. And since the 20th century, Fort Collins has expanded rapidly in the south, adding new development, including several regional malls. For those of you who don't know, our college is one of many colleges that people are most interested in attending in Colorado because it's one of the top research universities. I think it's so cool that in 2006, Money Magazine ranked our city out of billions the best place to live. Fort Collins is a great place to live and work because of its laid-back altitude, mild climate, tree-lined streets, mountain recreational opportunities, and a thriving historical center. Since 1981, historic rehabilitation and preservation projects have created more than 30,000 jobs in Colorado. We are now one of the first states to offer a state income tax credit for historic preservation. Our city gained a reputation as a very conservative city in the 20th century, with prohibition of alcoholic beverages being retained in the late 1890s until 1969. Although our city was affected by the Great Depression, it nevertheless experienced slow and steady growth throughout the early part of the 20th century. The Fort Collins Historical Society was formed in 1974 to encourage the preservation of historic buildings and documents, and to provide educational opportunities for people to learn about the city's past. I go there often, and you guys should too. And by the 1960s, our citizens had formed a group to preserve and restore the older buildings that add so much beauty and character to the city. It's important to know that in 1864, a community grew around the fort and became a center of trading, shipping, and manufacturing. We've come so far and are still growing today.